So anyway, is everybody here? Everybody can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock. We're going to start. So, so it'll be interesting. So welcome everybody. I appreciate our call to order. The first thing we're going to do right now is we're going to hear from Lisa Wayman. She's our affiliate spotlight from Corner Escrow. So if you want to give her a round of applause, by all means, give her a round of applause.
Oh, I'm first up. Okay.
Hard to do.
Good morning, everybody. I am Lisa Wayman with Corner Escrow, and I won't take up too much time today. I'm so sorry I couldn't provide you guys breakfast, but coffee cheers virtually. Thank you. So I just wanted to kind of talk about how we're still doing business. First, let me introduce my escrow officers. So I have 4 escrow officers at our Marietta office. We have Lonnie Pike, Lori Travis, Jennifer Underwood, and Ann Callahan. That's the 4 of us at the office. Those are my escrow officers. And we are still doing business as usual. We're still opening and closing escrows. We're very blessed. We're still very lucky. You guys are still killing it out there. So yay. We are closed off to the public though. So if you do have to come to our office to drop off docs or a check, we just ask that you call our main line, and we will meet you at our front doors. Our entire building is closed, so you can't even come into our building. So we are just meeting clients in the parking lot to make a safe exchange, kind of like a drug deal. It looks funny, but
How do you know?
I don't know. I just also wanted to let you guys know that I'm trying to be as helpful as I can and get as many resources out there to you guys as I can. So if you are not friends with me on Facebook, please add me. I will definitely accept the friend request. I'm trying to interview a different business every day that will help you do business at home and virtually. So on Monday, just for a couple examples, I interviewed Tiffany Cross with Dedicated Credit Repair. We talked about the new guidelines and all of the new programs that are coming out and how that's going to affect your credit. Yesterday, I interviewed Pat Dunnigan with Cartridge Pros, and he provides ink and toner at a fraction of the cost. So super helpful if you're printing and working from home like we all are. Thursday, I'm going to have a photography company that does 3D virtual tours of the home, but they're a little bit different than just your standard Droid tours. So that'll be helpful. So if you don't follow me on Facebook, please do. And I just hope you guys all stay safe and well. And if there is anything you guys need escrow related, please let us know. We're here for you.
Thank you very much. Hey, that's good information. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Good job, Lisa.
So can you guys still hear me okay? You're still muted, so we can keep it that way. You don't have to chime in. We're going to switch right over to Walter Wilson for Did You Know, the COVID-19 update.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Okay.
Well, first, thanks for coming. A lot of y'all visited yesterday at the MLS meeting in Marietta, so a lot of this was covered yesterday also for it. But one thing, if next Tuesday you need to sign in to the MLS meeting in Marietta, but we will have a visitor there from NAR. His name is Christian. He's the NAR political rep for advocacy, and he'll be joining in the Zoom next Tuesday morning. So make sure you sign on there. Coronavirus has kind of upset everybody's business here. All the realtors, though, the shelter in place, the social distancing has been extended to the end of April. As most people know now, the real estate has been included as an essential business, but there's restrictions in that. And the $2 trillion coronavirus aid package was passed and signed. Now we're going to be putting in the comments below. Sylvia will be, which is a lot of the website addresses that you can go to get up-to-date information, either from NAR, from CAR, from SRCAR, and the White House, along with your state, and even down to your local cities. Hemet and San Jacinto's websites will be on there on the chat also at the bottom. Will be added on. So make sure you visit those 2 or 3 times a day because things changing just by the minute. And then as of yesterday, there was 185,270 cases in the United States. Unfortunately, Hemet has 4 and San Jacinto has 1. There's no fatalities in Hemet or San Jacinto, so that's a good thing. My internet keeps going in and out, so I'm hoping y'all see this. I'm as closest to my server as I can be right now, but being in the rural area, we need better internet. Okay, the governor signed the executive order, as we all know, the N3720, which will cover a few things here, which minimizes the evictions during this period. To reduce the spread of the COVID-19. The Chief Justice issued advisory guidance on March the 20th for Superior Courts to suspend most civil trials and hearings for at least 60 days. And on March the 27th, they suspended all jury trials for a period of 60 days and extended by 60 days the time period for holding a civil trial. Department of Business Oversight secured support from the national banks, credit unions for temporary delay in mortgage payments, and foreclosure sales and evictions for homeowners who have economic impact on the COVID-19. So they've stopped the evictions. They okay, the orders in effect. Okay. Trying to catch up here with the computer keeps fading in and out. The orders in effect with the compliance that seeks the eviction to evict the tenants from a residential dwelling unit for non-payment of rent who satisfies the following requirements. Prior to the date of this order, the tenant must have paid rent due to the landlord in their agreement. The tenant has to notify the landlord in writing before the rent is due that they want to be able to pay it. And the tenant retains verified documentation such as termination notices, payroll checks, pay stubs, bank statements, medical bills, anything that shows that they were affected by the COVID-19, and you will not be able to evict them at this time. No writ may be enforced with this order from the governor in the effect to evict a tenant. Okay. And okay, we'll go on to the next one. Okay, then when they signed the, as you know, the COVID virus aid, relief, and economic security act was passed by Congress and signed by the president, which provides $1.25 billion for Section 8 voucher rental assistance for seniors and disabled or low income working families, $5 billion for community development block grants to help communities and states address the COVID-19, $1 billion for the project-based rental assistance to make up for the reduced tenant payments, $50 million for Section 202 housing for the elderly, $15 million for Section 811 housing for persons with disabilities, foreclosure moratorium, if you have a federally backed loan, which is Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, HUD. The owners of multifamily properties who were current on their mortgage payments as of February the 1st and have federally backed insured assisted loans may request forbearance for 30 days due to financial hardship with an extension up to 90 days. And the moratorium of eviction filings or fees or penalties for tenants for non-payment of rent for 120 days. Okay. Borrowers of government-backed mortgages can request up to 360 days payment forbearance. Proof of hardship isn't necessary. No additional fees, interest, or penalties can be assessed for the forbearance. Except for abandoned or vacant properties, no foreclosure actions for 60 days. The bill will provide $100 million for grant programs overseeing the Department of Agricultural Funds, construction and upgrade costs for broadband networks in rural areas. I had to throw that one in, that's me. My internet's crap out here. Okay. And it provides $20 billion for the transit infrastructure grants. And the CARE Act appropriates $349 billion to the small business loans. And realtors who are negatively impacted by the COVID-19 crisis are able to apply for the small business loans up to $10 million to cover business operating costs, which includes payroll. Realtors and their families and their clients, as well as most Americans with below the threshold and will receive cash payments from the federal government in the amount of $1,200 per adult plus $500 for each child under the age of 17. These payments should be sent out starting in April. Realtors with retirement accounts, including your IRAs, can take early withdrawals up to $100,000 from these accounts without having to pay the 10% early withdrawal penalties. Self-employed individuals, independent contractors, and other individuals who are unable to work as a direct result of the COVID-19 public health emergency would not qualify for regular unemployment of extended benefits under the state law are eligible to receive the pandemic unemployment assistance, which provide for a maximum of 39 weeks of assistance and the amount set by the federal regulations. And each week, we get a weekly recap from the California Association of Realtors. And we'll just go through a few of these. Okay, now that the real estate is included on the updated list of the essential services during the pandemic, SRCAR has released guidelines for the real estate best practices during the COVID-19. I think Adam's going to cover those in a few minutes. The new Realtor Relief page on the SRCAR coronavirus microsites details financial relief programs available to realtors during this crisis. So you can go on the SRCAR website and review those. And they have a frequently an FAQ for agents, and they also have an FAQ for brokers. The SRCAR COVID Relief has a hotline. We'll put the phone number down in the bottom under chats, but if you have a pen with you, the hotline is 213-351-8450. And SRCAR has updated the coronavirus addendum and amendment of notice to the unforeseen coronavirus circumstance forms. I think Adam's going to cover a little bit of those. SRCAR's legal department released a new frequently asked questions for landlords and property managers. The SRCAR COVID website now has archive of previous statements made by SRCAR. And I think there's only one more. Okay, the last thing I wanted to go through is also the California Department of Motor Vehicles has canceled all appointments and closed all branches. For those who have not yet obtained a real ID, the deadline has been extended from October of this year to late 2021. That's all for me for now. I didn't want to take up too much time, just to say everybody be safe out there. Go through the guidelines of being a realtor, of course, wash your hands, stay at home, and be safe.
Thanks, Walter.
And that's all I have for now.
Thank you very much. We're going to get to Adam in just a second, but we're going to do Denise Wilson right now. She's going to do some virtual tour tips. You're muted, Denise. You have to unmute. There you go.
Perfect. Am I unmuted?
Yeah, you're good.
Hi, guys. First of all, I wanted to let you know that Showing Time actually has some tips for you. And if you want to go to Showing Time, I was trying to get into my phone so I could show you. But let me tell you what I've been doing. So I have a deal that's in escrow. We have to do our final walkthrough. So my sellers had moved out and they wanted me to wait until they were done. So I did, but I always gear up. So I keep these in my car, you guys. I cannot stress how important this is to have with you. And I had my gloves also. And then I have my mask. And I wear this wherever I have to go out to the store. But this is what you need. So I took my phone, I went through the house, I did my virtual walkthrough for the buyer's agent because there were some requests for repairs. And that's the main thing that the buyer wants to make sure that all of those repairs were done. So it took me turning on the ceiling fan to make sure that was replaced, going out to the pool, turning on the lights because we had to replace some of the pool and the spa lights, and then some other things within the house. So during my virtual tour, I turned on all of those things, made sure I focused in on all the different repairs and the new things that were put on. And I actually emailed that to the buyer's agent, and he was okay with that. And they signed off as the final walkthrough. But I only did it because the house was completely empty and I only went just myself, and I was totally geared up. So everything that I touched, I had my gloves on, and then I wiped myself down after I finished. But I can stress how important it is to have your mask when you do go, if you decide to go and show properties. Me, myself, I've stopped showing properties because my buyers that I'm working with, the houses had family members living in them. And even though some of the family members are like, oh no, it's okay, you can show my property, I don't feel safe. So I've been telling my buyers and ask them to respect the privacy of the homeowners, and the majority of them are, but for those that do not want to respect that, life is in their hands, but I won't show it. But if you do have that client that you want to show property to, showing time, and I have this pulled up. If you go to showing time, they have some Zoom etiquettes for you to do your virtual tour of the property, as well as showing video for the property. So they're going to show you on showing time how to zoom in your virtual tour and how to zoom and do an open house if you feel comfortable with doing that. And the videos that I watched, it was basically giving you a tip to have your seller watch the information infomercial to show you how to do it, and have the seller do the Zoom video open house, and then you can get the link. Excuse me, you can get the link and then blast it all over your sites and social media, whatever you want to do. But it's the homeowner that is doing the Zoom virtual open house. So that's another way, another option that you could do also. But that's me. That's all I have. But you guys stay safe and praying for your families, definitely. Please, if you're going out, put on your gloves. Don't touch stuff. Put on your mask, because there are people out there all day with nothing on, and this is serious. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's great information about the showing time. I didn't know that. I'm going to go on there and I'm going to go on there just to fumble around.
Yeah, great idea. Thank you.
Thank you. So, okay, we're going to go to Adam. Adam's going to give us some tips on some forms, I believe, what update on what Walter had said. Hey, good morning, Adam.
Hey, good morning, George. How's everybody doing this morning? Couple of things, great information there. Denise, not sure if everybody saw, but the Riverside County Public Health Department last night actually put a recommendation out to wear a mask anytime you're leaving your house. Essential services, grocery store, getting gas, anything like that. The biggest kind of caveat or push on that is that it does not need to be an N95 mask or a medical grade mask. They're asking everybody not to purchase those, leave those for the medical professionals. There's such a shortage right now, and they need those. So any type of cloth or handkerchief or scarf, as long as you're covering your nose and your mouth, that's the recommendation kind of being put forth right now. I did put an additional link to the links that Walter had mentioned over in the chat, carcovidupdates.org. If you have not been there or have not bookmarked that, please do, because there's constantly updates that are being provided there, a couple that I will be talking about this morning. With regards to forms, there's two new forms that have come out. One is the Coronavirus Addendum or Amendment, or the CVA. Hope everyone's familiar with that. It's been out for a couple of weeks now, and that's used if the coronavirus pandemic needs to create an extension of time for contingencies. Yep, Walter's got it in his hand there. Extension of time for contingencies, for the close of escrow, or if it is going to be a mutual cancellation of the contract. The new form that just got released a couple of days ago is the NUCC, the Notice of Unforeseen Coronavirus Circumstances. And that is an additional form where you're able to further explain the reason for delaying your contingencies or delaying your close of escrow. If it's loan related, shelter in place related, personal impact, there's a bunch of check marks on there. The biggest question that I've seen so far on all of the legal webinars on these forms is that they are not required, and they are only valid if all parties sign, just like any other form within our contract. So you can use them, they're there to be used, but if you've got someone that does not want to sign them, it's not a mandated form, it's just there to help you guys out. So those are available in the Zip Forms library already. The other thing, as Walter mentioned, real estate services became an essential business over the weekend, but I want to give you guys a little bit of caution here. This does not mean business as usual. There's been a lot of posts on social media where people are thinking they can advertise for open houses and go out and do farming and door knocking. It is not business as usual. We still need to be very careful adhering to the shelter in place when at all possible. As of today, we are still able to do this, but know that the governor of California, the county of Riverside, or your specific city can override that order at any time if they're seeing or feeling that it's being abused. And it would go in that order. Your city would override the county, override the state, all the way up to federal. So just know that. The biggest thing, of course, is no open houses, broker tours, or broker previews. Virtual tours are definitely advised for now and are permissible with the permission of your seller. With regards to showings, they want everything to be done by appointment and virtual when at all possible. If you've got a buyer that is serious, has already previously previewed the property virtually, they're serious, you know, they're pre-qualified, they're good to go, and you need to do an in-person showing or any type of inspections on a property that's already under contract, you're limited to the agent plus no more than 2 people on the property at a given time. So if there's more people than that, they need to wait outside. If you've got a family of 4 that feels that they all need to be there, they need to wait outside. When you are inside the property, don't touch anything you don't have to. Like Denise mentioned, keep your gloves, keep your sanitation up, and at all times maintain your 6-foot separation there. This best practices form is on that same website, SRCARcovidupdates.org. And it's about 5 pages long. So I'm not going to go through everything particular on there, but I will let you know that on that website, there's a lot of useful tabs. There's been webinars going on daily. There continues to be, and each of the webinars are recorded. Yesterday, there was an hour-long webinar for relief for agents, and then another one called Relief for Brokers. Very similar, but they're talking about some of the financial relief that has been made available, some of the SBA loans that Walter talked about, as well as something called pandemic unemployment assistance or unemployment insurance that is now available to independent contractors and realtors. There's a lot of uncertainty still on that, and as of yesterday, it was not even yet available to apply, but they are constantly updating that website, and we'll have that information available to you there as well. There was also a legal webinar on Monday that's also recorded that detailed what do you do in the event that you cannot complete your AVID. If you're in a transaction and have not done that yet, and for your own personal preference or that of the seller or your buyers, how do you complete the AVID? And they outlined all of that, as well as some legal disclaimers that you can add into your AVID form. Those can be found, I'll put a link on the chat as well, but those can be found at CAR.org/risk-management/tools. And there's a few disclaimers that you're able to add in there as well. That website, CARcovidupdates.org, has information for brokers, information for agent relief, broker relief again, some of the webinars and additional resources that they're continuing to update. So I encourage you to check that multiple times, or at least daily. But if you want to check out, the information that's being provided via webinar or FAQs, you can sign up for those, and those are being updated daily. And unless there's any questions in the chat, which I don't see any right now, I think that wraps it up for me, but I'll stay on. If there's any other questions, I'll be happy to answer. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Adam. Appreciate that information.